Welcome back to week 14 of Big Sur Marathon training. It's a Wednesday morning. The temperature is finally kind of warm. I swear to God, I hope it's warm. Started off the morning with some laundry and some journaling. We had our AG1, electrolytes, and my coffee. Now I'm making breakfast and I've just been taking a lot of adaptogens like ashwagandha to help with recovery, collagen for joints and bones, creatine for muscle recovery, just doing all the health and wellness things I can to get ahead of it. Reusable Dew eye masks on, which I love, and these are like a lifetime product. So cool to know that you're never gonna have to buy another eye mask again. You just need to like rebuy the eye cream as you need. Flexible. I have my cupping on my calves right now, if you could see that. My calves are still not feeling good. Week 14 of running ahead. What's the plan? We're gonna test it out tomorrow morning to see how I feel running. My legs do feel better and less inflamed. I just think it was a lot for me to get to 50 miles. I don't even know if I got to 50 miles, whatever. But that was a lot. It was a big change. I think I've been also going out and enjoying my social life a lot. I've been eating out. I haven't been sleeping as much. So I think all those factors have caught up to me running wise, which is totally fine. Like I will take a few days off running to know that I had really fun memories the past few weeks. Like running is my job kind of with social media, but I'm not, a professional runner. There have been so many times in college when I'd say no to plans because I was like, I need to get to my 8 a.m. workout tomorrow. Now I'm like less well rested than I was perhaps at that time, but I'm having so much more fulfillment in my life that it's okay if my calves hurt a little bit. So we got so far. The book that I read is going to be about productivity because I feel like it's really hard for me with my freelance life between work, like what is work and what's not work. There's no separation of church and state. And so the book just talks about how you can work better. And I never really feel like I'm working because I love what I do and I get to do things like this, but it's like a job for me to film this video and edit this video, etc. And so I want to create more intentional boundaries between my time spent editing and doing the more business side stuff and then just enjoying my life. Like this is my dream job. It fits where I am in life right now, but I want to make sure I have longevity with it and I don't get burnt out, which I think I was talking about in the past video. Hi everyone, it's a few days after daylight savings and what a difference an hour makes. I'm on a walk on the West Side Highway and I'm excited to wear less layers, to be able to run, to be able to not freeze when I step outside, and just watch the sunset. So I have my 3-mile test run tomorrow. I did a little Pilates today, which was good, but that's that. Good morning, everyone. It's a Thursday. We have a 3-mile test run to see how we're feeling. I'm journaling about my frustrations, about my body just kind of acting up, but reminded that I have a support system, reminded that I got myself out of an injury previously, and I know that my body can go through this healing process. I've just been trying to rewire my brain before I step outside. I want to step outside and be in a bad mind space with it. I would love to step outside and feel empowered and feel excited. So that's what we're doing with morning pages right now. I had my overnight oats and my coffee, and then I have a meeting at 9:30 this morning with Supergoop. I'm gonna go see their offices, I think. And the rest of the day, I have to pick up a dress. I have a black tie event on Friday. Some other content things, donate some old shoes that are worn out. But it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good run. I have faith in us and let's go get it. My 3-mile run, and look, it was better than it was on Monday. Okay, but my calf still feels really weak. Just frustrated, like why my body is kind of shutting down. I feel like I was on a really good path and I am still on that path. I have to change how I'm talking about it. But I feel like I was on a path where I was running really strong, really confident, really smooth, and I was making a lot of progress in my fitness. And now I just feel like how I was running right off my injury, and it's frustrating. I'm like, I don't know what I did differently. I don't know what else I can be doing. And I don't think there is much. It's just my body is just not working right now. So I'm gonna text my run coach because I don't really know what the next steps are. I mean, I did 3 and it was a little bit achy during. Didn't feel perfect. So that's that, but let's get ready for our day. Good morning, YouTube. We're feeling a little better. It is a Thursday morning. I had my 3-mile run. Initially, when I got home from the run, I felt kind of depressed. I was like, why is my body not better? I've done everything to, support the healing process. Like, why can't I catch a break? But the pain is less than it was last week. I need to remember that I think right now I'm struggling more mentally than physically, feeling like I lost fitness and lost progress, and like how can I run a full marathon if I couldn't even make it through like 8 miles the other day. But now I'm starting to realize that it is okay. You know, I've made it through injuries before, and we're gonna enjoy the sun today. It's a beautiful day in New York. It's a beautiful day. It is still Thursday, and we're gonna go get ice cream at Cafe Pana. Let's go. Outside. Hi everyone, we're here in bed with the Snoopies, and I thought I would chat with you about how I'm doing. It is week 14 of Big Sur Marathon training. You guys know last week I basically took the week off. I tested running a few times for my run coach, but yeah, my calf has been bothering me. Really good breakthrough today where I think that my run was more that I'm running awkwardly. My gait's kind of weird, and I think that's a common thing when you have to run slow. Like when you are sprinting, it's really difficult to injure yourself because you probably have really good form. It's more difficult to injure yourself when you're running fast versus running slow, because when you're running fast, you're really focused on posture and form and speed and power, versus when you're running at a slow pace, an intentionally slow pace for those easy runs, it's easy to just kind of slump through it, and I think I developed a weird gait pattern. Feeling a lot better mentally than I did earlier in this video. I think now that I've diagnosed that I just need to see my PT Mike on Monday and we'll get back into things. I've started the book for this video, which is called Slow Productivity by Cal Newport. Sister Elizabeth, shout out if you're out there. She says she clocks into my videos every now and then, but I remember her reading the book Deep Work by Cal Newport, and I asked her about it like a long time ago. Listened to a podcast Cal Newport was on, and the new book that he has is called Slow Productivity. And on the podcast, he talks about how the book was made for freelancers, people who can dictate their own schedules, because it's really hard to measure if you're being productive when you don't have a boss or goals or like a corporate structure. And I've really enjoyed the book. I'm about halfway through. I'm going to do some reading now. I have a fancy gala to go to tonight, so I have to fix up the face, take a bath, paint my dirty nails. Not dirty, just not well done nails. And that's that. Tomorrow I'm not running 16, I'm gonna run 10 just to take it a little bit easier, but we're gonna practice with the gels and the distance and see how it goes. And then hopefully next week we'll be back to normal. But you know, 1 step backwards, 2 step forward. I've been running for 14 weeks and luckily haven't had anything come up until now, so I feel very fortunate and blessed. I think mentally just getting through this next week will be the biggest change, because the race is coming up. We're a few weeks away. I have a lot of confidence in myself and I have a great support system, so I know we're gonna make it through it. But let's do a little reading about productivity with Olaf, and I'll talk to you guys later. Guys, look at me in real big girl makeup. I still have more to do. Good morning, New York City. It is a Monday. I'm gonna go drop off a disposable camera to get it developed, and then we have physical therapy. So I don't believe that I filmed on Saturday. I'll probably just edit this video and figure it out. But I did attempt a long run. My run coach cut it from 16 miles to 10 miles, and I wasn't able to do 10 miles. So I cut it at 8. There was just way too much pain in my body. I figured I shouldn't push through this. I have PT with Mike today, and we're gonna check everything out. I'm very frustrated the fact that I can't run. I really got a lot of anxiety Saturday night. Just like, why is this happening to me? Like, what can I do differently? Like, what is wrong with my body? The race is like 6 weeks away, so I do have ample time to rest and recover, but it's just frustrating when you have no idea like why things are happening to you. So I'm trying to listen to it, trying to stay positive. I'll let you guys know what happens after physical therapy, but hopefully we'll get some answers with Mike. Mike got me through my stress fracture and literally changed my whole relationship with movement, my body, pain and injury and everything. So he's gonna know what to do. He's truly like a guardian angel of mine, so super excited for that. What else is new? Nothing. I don't know. Let's go develop our film. It's a Tuesday morning and we're about to head out for a run. So I went to physical therapy yesterday. I'm seeing my PT Mike in a few months. So he has been up to date about what's been going on in my body. So he's already had an idea. So we went through some exercises that can help correct my pelvis and my hips, because that was what's leading to this like kind of overcompensation between my left and my right leg. Pain, when you start to put more mileage on, even the littlest things start to creep up and you can totally feel them in your body. So now that I'm running like 40, 50 miles a week, if I run and my left and my right leg are off a little bit, you start to feel those differences, even if they're really small differences. So Mike realigned my hips and we did some exercises to sort of correct where my gait is because I feel kind of awkward between my left and my right leg. So I'm going to run 4 miles right now. Yesterday I left and I felt really good mentally, physically, and I'll talk to you guys when I'm back. We're back from Tuesday's run and we went out and we had absolutely no pain. I can't believe it. I even woke up with a little bit of calf achiness, but I did these PT exercises that my PT Mike gave me and they realigned my glutes and my hips, and that was the problem that he diagnosed yesterday. But I can't fucking believe it. My PT is truly a godsend. He got me out of my stress fracture last year and got me healthy for New York and taught me so much about my body. And I was having this nagging pain for like 2 weeks and I could not figure out what the fucking cause of it was. Went in and saw him yesterday and we are healed. We are back. Now I'm able to see that the marathon's gonna happen and we're gonna do it. Hi YouTube, it is a Tuesday morning. I was able to do my 4-mile run with no pain. Going up to a vintage store, just did some errands, and it is 6 months without my dad today. So I just did a little reflection of like what I would kind of tell him. You know, I think that's a really beautiful thing to do. Like, what have I been doing the past 6 months, and just connect with him and just update him on life. So I did a little bit of reflection and journaling on that, made a TikTok about it. But you know, the sun is shining. It feels weird. Sometimes I just feel the grief so heavy and it feels hopeless and gloomy. And then days, you know, I see a young dad and his young son walking around, and I think that, you know, there's rebirth. There's new people falling in love every day, starting families, beautiful things happening. And it's kind of hard to hold both of those things together at the same time when grief just feels so all-consuming. But I've been trying to see the bright side of everything. Otherwise it would just get too dark. But, you know, I miss you, Dad. I love you, Big Cheese. Welcome back to week 14 of training for the Big Sur Marathon. You've made it to the book portion of the video, so let's get into the book that I read this week. The book of the week is called Slow Productivity by Cal Newport. Before I listened to the episode, I was like, I don't think his reading is going to apply to me. I don't work a corporate job. I don't have a boss. I don't really have a work structure. So like this might not be the most applicable. But this book I would say is more suited towards freelancers than it is people with a traditional 9-to-5. Because if you work a 9-to-5, you don't have as much opportunity to change your schedule and change your ability to work in different ways, versus if you're a freelancer, you can kind of have this other issue with so much freedom to create a structure of how you work that it can be very intimidating, overwhelming. You feel like you're working all the time, which is something that I definitely feel. The book talks about why productivity culture is kind of made it to where we are now, because I think a lot of books that critique the way we work don't really get to the roots of like why we value certain metrics, why emails and Slacks became so popular in our work culture. And so the author talks about why productivity was started, you know, and we all had blue collar manual labor jobs. Let's say you were working at a bakery, you know, you would measure how productive the bakery is by how many loaves you could produce in an hour. And so then when we shifted the economy to knowledge work, which is like email work, not necessarily a better worker or employee if you send 100 emails in an hour versus 10 emails in an hour, yet all of us feel this pressure to be constantly busy. This happens more in corporate culture than it does for freelancers, but kind of wearing it as a badge of honor to be constantly busy and working all the time, and I don't get any days off. And I feel like the pandemic changed that for people, and the author says that is like a huge kind of pivot point with productivity, where a lot of people started to question, why am I working beyond the hours that my employee, you know, gives me to make the same amount of money? Why do I have to go in the office 5 days a week? Why do I have to work like this? Why do I have all these meetings that don't really matter? And so the author gives strategies of how you can structure your day, week, month to be more in control of your relationship with work. The author suggests that we take a more natural, slowed, varied pace to our work. So instead of sort of sending emails throughout the day at the same speed, or working on projects and taking on projects in like a very linear fashion, you should have 1 month where you're focused on a certain type of task. And once again, this is all with a caveat of like, if you're a freelancer, this is probably easier to adopt. But maybe Monday is a day that you clear off your calendar for no appointments, or you clear it off for no meetings, and you like act like you're not available. You act like you have a meeting or something, or a project that you have to work on, to give yourself more downtime to really sit back and slow down. The author talks about the importance of quality work versus quantity. And as a content creator, I definitely feel that pressure to always have new stuff. This book kind of inspired me to think about, what are my goals with content for the next 6 months? Obviously, running is a huge through line of like how I frame content and like health and wellness is in there too. But what do I want to do? And like, what stories do I want to tell? So I found this book to be really helpful as a freelancer, as I've said 10 times in this video, but I also think it really forces you to sit down with the way that you work. Are you constantly checking your email 100 times a day? You probably don't need to check it more than once an hour, yet we check it every minute. You know, are you working past when you're supposed to clock out? Is that getting you better results? In terms of running, I had a 6-mile run today. I had 4 miles yesterday, and that was my breakthrough run of no pain. It was right after I saw my physical therapist, and I was just over the moon excited. You know, if you've been through an injury, you never really know like when the pain is going to subside. Sometimes you're like, oh, it's going to be today, and then you try it, and then it sucks. Got through those 2 pain-free runs in a row, which I'm very excited about. The next 6 weeks are going to be a mental challenge for me. You know, I feel like I've lost a little bit of fitness. I definitely felt more fatigued out on my run today. I definitely had a lot of the anxious voices come back in, being like, will you make it to the marathon? You know, how are you going to make it? How are you going to run 26.2 miles at that elevation? And I'm really trying to honor the past 14 weeks that I've had versus freak out about the 6 weeks. Freak out about what's going to happen the day before the race when I'm not even there yet. So we're really trying to hone in to take it day by day. I'm so thankful for my body and my health and just my ability to persevere and believe in myself. I would say that's like the biggest thing I've improved upon in this past year. If you guys check out this book, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again in week 15.